Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Three Sisters Knit podcast. This is episode 12. I am Sheila, and I am on Ravelry as Shishi62.
And I'm Margaret, and I'm on Ravelry as Magpie60. And we have a Ravelry group, Three Sisters Knit podcast, if you want to join us there. And we're also on Instagram as Three Sisters Knit.
And we're also on Periscope as
the number three
_ Sisters Knit.
Yes.
So
that's where you can find us all over social media. And we would like to welcome you back if you have joined us in the past and are coming back to listen to us ramble on about yarn and knitting. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And if this is your first time, we hope that you enjoy our little chat. And we'd be thrilled if you want to comment, and if you're interested, subscribe. We are on episode 12, and we're getting a little bit better at it every time we do, I think. We're learning more as we go.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you. And also, I think we also wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends
south of the border.
Yes, we are taping this on Thursday, November 24th. So it's, just as you guys are heading into your Thanksgiving. And
eating and getting ready to watch your football.
Yeah, and we also know that Black Friday is tomorrow. And just so the Americans know that that tradition has seeped over the border.
Yes.
And we also have that, even though we celebrated our Thanksgiving last month. We really, all the stores here and online, everybody's doing.
We still don't get as good of deals as you guys do.
You guys get like amazing
That's
deals.
for sure.
But there's a lot of Black Friday shopping going on here as well. So. I'm
not doing that.
No, me either. There's nothing I want that badly.
No. And I know you see those videotapes.
Oh my gosh.
People going insane. I'm just like, no. Oh, wait.
No. It's not worth it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So we hope you enjoy your turkey and all the festivities, and that you have a lovely time with your families.
And friends.
Friends.
A lot of people are having friend-giving instead of family Thanksgiving. Because they're not with their families.
And it's too
for whatever
difficult
reasons,
to travel and everything. So, So just enjoy yourself. I hope you have a lovely weekend spending it with people that you like spending time with.
Yes.
So
we're going to get started.
Yes.
I think I want to go to the FOs because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I worked a lot this week.
Yes, Sheila's done a
I've
ton
been
of
just
knitting.
Flipping stuff off the needles like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
So I've done a whole bunch more of my little mini socks. I had these 3 done before.
Okay, I'll hold those because you've
those
got a whole bunch of new ones.
And then I managed to do 4 more. Gonna get those up. Yay! 4 more.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
And it's funny because they're all sock yarn, but they all come out different sizes.
Yeah.
So it just shows that even sock yarns have different weights. So these ones, this one I actually doubled because it was a very thin sock yarn, but it's neat. It's got sparkle in it. Just sparkles. So I'm just going to probably make a garland to stick back here somewhere just to hang around, and maybe I'll even put it on the Christmas tree if I get enough done. So that's one of the things I've been working on. So I've got like 7 now. So yay, 7.
Yay.
But I finished my husband's socks. Yay!
They turned out so well.
And they fit him. And they also fit one of my other sons, so now I know the size to make him if I want to make him a pair of socks. So, but it's just a plain vanilla sock because I thought that the yarn there we go. Yeah. The yarn was enough.
Yeah, it's just kind of got these random colorways in there.
This was where did I put, there's the bag. I have to grab the bag so I can get the yarn. The yarn I used was, where are you, label? It's supposed to be in here.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love the red. It just sort of randomly appears, and it's and consistently as well, like over both socks. It's kind of cool.
Yes. So the black is a Regia, and it's a 6-ply, which I'd never seen before. I got this at the Yarn Crawl, and I got it at the Knit Cabin in Ajax.
Okay.
And it's quite thick, and so I was looking for like a DK weight yarn.
Yeah.
So I thought that my husband goes through socks like you wouldn't believe. That's why I'm sort of hesitant to make him socks. I did the heels and cuffs in 100% wool. It was a yarn that our dad and our stepmother brought back from Newfoundland, and I just skeined up a little bit of it. There was a full skein, but I just skeined up a little bit of it to do that part. But
it matches beautifully.
It does. I couldn't believe how well it went.
It's amazing.
It just goes so well.
And I love it's just a nice pop, and it's not like a super bright Santa red. It's just
he works in an office, so if I was to make something really wild, I don't think that he would wear them. So I figured as soon as I thought these are perfect for my husband. Yeah, the yarn. So
the red will be hidden by his shoes, so that'll be fine. Yeah.
So, but they
turned out really well.
I know. I still have, because I put it into 2 cakes. I still have that much left.
Wow.
Which I swear is probably almost 50 grams.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And it was 150 gram skein.
Oh.
Yes, it's a big skein.
That is a big skein.
Yes, with it being so thick.
Yeah.
It was 150 grams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough for socks.
150 grams, and I'm trying to see where it said the... 150 grams and 375 meters, or 410 yards.
Wow.
So it was a 5.3 ounce skein. Yeah. So I'm just like, yay! Mm-hmm. But I also finished, they're not washed and blocked yet, but my own!
They are, I love these socks.
And they fit lovely, and they sparkle nice.
Yeah, I love these socks. I love the gray with the sparkle. I love the turquoise, the choice of turquoise, and then the little
I wasn't sure if I had enough to do, because these are toe up. I wasn't sure if I had enough. That's why I just used this one. This is 100% Rambouillet yarn.
That's nice.
Yeah, and this is nice. This is one of my minis from...
Is it? Did you get them at
Chelsea Yarns?
Chelsea?
This is one of the minis from my that bag of minis I got from Chelsea Yarns. So that's what this one is. Yeah. So, yes, I love it. They fit me, so that's nice.
But where's this gray from?
This gray is from Knitting in France. The one that I won at the movie night with Eric.
Yes, yeah.
So, yes. So, and it's a nice gradient. It's neat how it's striped up. So I think that
it's
kind of talking to Amanda about doing gradients. She was saying how it sometimes the yarn doesn't soak all the way through. If you have a very tight knit sock blank, the yarn doesn't get all the way, doesn't saturate all the fibers.
Right. Yes.
So I think that's why it looks a little stripy, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sort of the natural yarn color that it comes with. So, and when we're talking about Amanda, we mean the yarn enabler.
Yes.
Amanda. So yeah, it's interesting.
But that's fine. I'm okay with that. So yes. So that
it actually looks really cool.
I'm so happy with it.
It's
just
kind of like, is
really
that striped
nicely.
or is it not? It's sort of like, it's very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yes, that is what I have been working on, and that I've
all
finished.
Socks all the time.
Yes. And I actually started. Where did I put my bag? I had it. The blue, my blue one from Critium. I've started making a pair of Rose City rollers.
Oh, I don't know. You were just showing it to me.
I know. It's like, where did I put it?
I don't know where you put it.
I'm such a... It's not there.
Yeah, we were talking about so many things.
I'm fine with that. That's okay.
Okay, well, if you did...
It.
Oh, you found it.
Underneath the chair.
Hiding underneath.
Yes. Yeah. And it's in my bag from Critium.
Yeah.
Handmade. Mm-hmm. And I have started... Did I put them in? They have to be in... They are in here, are they? Yes, they are. Pair of the Rose City rollers out of what's left of the yarn. I figure I've got a good amount left, so I've just started. I just got the cuff. It's just rolled down now. All my daughter-in-laws basically all wear ankle socks. So I will give them to one of them. So I'm going to show the patterns that I used for all of them. Yep. Here is the Rose City rollers. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. A lot of people know about it.
Yes, yes. We've heard some of the other podcasters have talked about doing this.
And the one
so
thing...
they seem like a really cool idea. I like the idea of that.
The one thing I like is she gives you the option of doing a square or a rounded toe, and she gives the pattern for both.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yes. And I figure what I'll do is, I'm not sure exactly how much yarn I have, but what I'll do is I will do the toes in a different color. Just so to make sure that I have enough yarn.
To do that.
So that's for those. Brian's socks, my hubby's socks. I did a vanilla sock. This is the pattern I based it off of, but I did not do the ribbing. It's a red heart pattern, and it was free online. I did not do the ribbing all the way at the top. I just did vanilla and did about, and what did I do? About an inch or so, inch to 2 inch cuff. And that was that. And then my socks that I did were these ones, these vanilla toe up with an afterthought heel by Nurturing Fibers, designed by Carl Denning. Oh, sorry. And they're just a plain ordinary, and this was really good. I've never done an afterthought heel. That was the first time I'd ever done one. So I'm very happy with how it turned out, and it shows you how to pick up the stitches and getting rid of the waste yarn in between for so you can do the heel. So they turned, and it gives you the pattern for the heel as well.
Oh, okay.
And it was quite simple.
Is that a free one online?
That is a free one online as well in Ravelry. Yep. Found it free as well. So I thought, yes, I will definitely make more of those.
And you knit those like on two magic loop, but on two separate needles. Yes.
Yeah. I do like 20 rows, and then I'll do 20 rows, and then 20 rows, and then 20, like that sort of thing, just to sort of keep me going. But I did that on both sets of socks. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
So I just feel more comfortable doing it that way. I find that it gets really tight and the yarn gets all knotted.
Yeah.
But it was great because doing it 2 at a time, Critium's
this bag.
SS's bag, she's got a divider in it. So I can put one ball in one side and one ball in the other side.
Yeah, because I do the same, like the socks that I'm working on, which I may as well show you. I haven't actually gotten very far in mine. I've kind of reached an impasse. I'm just not feeling it anymore. Because I'm at the heel, and it's
so I got to help her work on the heel today.
So I haven't really done an awful lot. Well, I guess I sort of have. I mean, here's my progress keeper. So you can see I've done, a couple inches of knitting on that. This one does not have the heel. So all I've done is the knit up to where I start the heel. So now the other sock I actually have, and again, so I've got it's got the nice, well, I've got so much stuff in there, but the divider is in there. And so this project here, this side, I have gotten started on the heel, and you can see that, there we go. You can see that I have gotten started. I'm not completely, so, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. But so now I guess I'm on the gusset part. So, but I have to figure it out because this is Hermione's socks, and it calls for a certain number of stitches. And I realized once I got started on the gusset that I have to be careful because
we've got a very high instep.
Well, there's that, but I also reduced the number of stitches because I also
narrow
because
ankle.
Because of my knitting style, I tend to knit loose, so I purposely reduce the number of stitches so that I thought it would fit. And I have tried it on, and it does seem to fit.
One of the things I've heard that other people do, what they do is they go up a needle size just to knit the gusset if you've got a high instep.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, I've put that on a DPN, and and I did get started. I'm kind of picking up along here. It's not too bad, but I'm just like, I don't know.
I know. It's what picking up is something
finicky, and I'm not feeling it. So yeah. Anyway, so maybe now you can see a little bit better how we have the two sections, which I love because. As Sheila said, we tend to, because we have them both on
separate
on
needles.
separate circular needles. It's great to be able to just say, oh, I'm just going to do this one or do that one. And so that's what I've been doing with this one.
Yes. And one of the things, and I bought this at the KW. No. I bought it on our trip down to the States.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, the sock ruler.
We got it in the Yarn Shop girls.
Yes.
Love to knit.
Yes. And it's very good because you can go to the toe, like that's for your toe. You put that in while you're knitting. And you go, okay, well, it's about this, and it basically, that's not how it goes, but you measure how much you need for your foot, and you put it, like if you're knitting up this way, and you say, okay, well, I need, because you have to leave like 2 inches for the heel.
Right.
If you're doing cuff down, then what you do is you start it.
Oh, I should give you one of mine.
Yes.
So I can see how that, because I got one as well, because I thought, well, that seems like a handy idea. So hang on.
So
there we go.
Yeah. What you can do is it's cuff down, and depending on how long you want your cuff, yeah, I'll do it this way. I don't want to go. You just measure it. You figure out where you want it, how long a cuff you want. You go, okay, there's the cuff, and then there's the leg.
Yeah.
And so you get a rough idea of how you want it to be on.
Yeah. So it's like, this is my first pair. So once I do it, I can say, oh, I really like a sock that's, 5 inches long or something up my leg. Yeah, it's about 10. The whole thing's about 10 inches long. Yeah. So it works. So, it works really well. Yes, it's very good. But it's at this. You can get it at the Sock Ruler is what it's called, and it's the Sock Ruler www.sockruler.com. So but if you are in Rhode Island, then you can stop by there. I imagine other shops. Yes, I'm sure. I think other shops do. But that's where we got it. Yeah, and it was kind of neat. So. Yes. So, but that's my FOs. I am still working on that baby blanket, but I haven't touched it, so I'm not even going to show it. I have done a whole other... I think you should show that because it's looking really good. A whole other row, which means from here all the way across and all the way down. Just one. So that's 13 squares is what I did. So nice now. I'm going to lower it a little bit so you can see the... Yeah. So those are the ones you've done. That one, and then this one here. One of these, is this the one you doubled? You said you doubled? Yes, I doubled the... No, not that one. This one here, the sparkle, like I did the little baby sock. Yeah. That one. I doubled that one because it was a really thin yarn, and see, it's got a sparkle in there. Yeah. So what I did, because I want to make those little mini socks, I want to get a whole bunch of those. I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. So what I started doing was a really cool idea. Make a square, make a sock. Make a square, make a sock. So I was sort of doing both of them for a couple days there. That's all I did was just like add a square, make another sock. Add a square, make another sock. That's a great idea. And that way I was getting them both done because they both use such a small amount of yarn. Yeah. And these take maybe 5 grams or less. Yes. So, and the socks take, like if you were to use 10 grams, you could probably make a sock and a square. Oh, that's excellent. 10 grams. And it's cool because you're getting, like, you're really moving forward on the blanket. Yep. Yeah. So, I know. I have a whole bunch more. I've got all these yarns here to add. I've got those minis there. Yes. I've got my other minis as well. Yeah. But yeah, right now, this will be the main section is these are a lot of yarns that I have used. Yeah. Yeah. So. Great. Yeah. So I'm going to move my little elephant to the next square, and that way, hopefully, we'll see how much I get done for the next time. Yeah, which isn't a lot. Before I go on, because I do have a couple of FOs as well, but I think I'll talk about them later because it's going to lead us into our one ball cowl discussion.
Yes.
So, so before we move on, I actually want to talk about this cardigan that I'm wearing.
Yes.
Because I kind of pulled it out from the bottom of the drawer, if you will. It is, I made this many years ago out of yarn that I had, and I forget, I was asking Sheila earlier, do you remember what this kind of yarn is called? So it's not the soft, nice high twist yarn. It's very sort of rough.
It's a little tweedy looking.
And a little tweedy and a little
But it doesn't
rough,
have the little Donegal bits. It's just how it's colored.
It's just the color has... Anyway, I've always, as you can tell, I've always liked sort of reds, pinks, burgundies, wine colors. I love those colors. So I made this cardigan many years ago, and I love it because... Okay, let's see if I can get the right way. So it's got cables all the way around through here.
Okay, just turn around.
And then I'll turn around a little bit here, and it's cables all the way back.
The whole back is cabled, yep.
And it's got a little shawl collar, and you can see it's cabled down the sleeve.
There, you got a Rhinebeck sweater already.
Yeah. And the thing is, I got it. I saw the pattern in a magazine, and I still have the magazine because I loved it. So it's this magazine. It's Vogue Knitting Fall 2004. And it's actually Michael Kors' design. It was, this whole section was all about designers creating things for, I guess, for Vogue Knitting. So they're designers who are perhaps known more for clothing, like Michael Kors, other aspects
of clothing
of things. So anyway, this was one that he designed for this one, and this is it here. And I really like, actually, I think it looks nicer in the yarn that it's shown here. I don't know. It's a finer finished yarn.
Yes.
So I kind of wish, and
that's
see,
a bit of a chunky yarn, a bit of a thicker one.
Definitely, so
probably about a worsted weight.
I wasn't good at figuring out gauge, and I wasn't good, like the sleeves are really long, and I have to fold them up, and it's, the other thing is, I think this is made in pieces, and you have to, like, it's set in sleeves. And,
yes.
And I think I had to sew it.
Yes. From the feel of it, you did have to sew it.
Yeah. So it's not how, like, I know nowadays they do so many top down like things. So,
yeah, it's all
and I know
together.
it's all sewn in the sleeve here. So it is that kind of older style of pattern. But yeah, here's the whole thing. So it's actually got the picture of Michael Kors from like 12 years ago. But I love this. I was saying to Sheila, I would love to make it again because but in a finer yarn.
And more of a fingering weight yarn.
Well, I don't even know what it calls
DK.
For. But it's just, this is a rough.
Yes.
A rough yarn. I'd like something a little bit softer that gives a more of a movement in the fabric, in the finished fabric of it. Which I think this yarn, it doesn't look like cotton, but it kind of reminds me of this Pearl Soho twist worsted weight that I finished working. I made the hat out of, the green hat.
The green one, yeah.
It's just got that nice, soft sort of silkiness to it that I think makes a really nice fabric. But I did, as I said, I saw this in my drawer and I was like, oh, I have not worn that in years. And it's got the little shawl collar and everything. And I used to wear this quite a bit to work because I could wear like a shirt. I worked in an office, and so I wore shirts a lot, collared shirts, and it worked really well.
Nice, yeah.
But right now I'm wearing it with a t-shirt, and it still looks really cute as well.
Yes.
So the only thing is I'm finding it incredibly
very
warm today. It's the temperature. It had been really cold, and it is actually. It's raining out right now. It was snowing yesterday, and now it's raining.
It's above
but it's
0 Celsius.
Yeah, so it's slightly above freezing right now. So it is a little bit warmer than...
Yeah, it's probably like 36, 38 degrees.
38 degrees Fahrenheit,
something like that,
for Americans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about that just because it is one, and I think because of the cables, I'm going to kind of stand up a little bit so you can see. It
nicely
fits
fitted.
nicely. And I think it's just the cables act almost like a ribbing. So
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
It does. It's really nice.
So it's very flattering. I'll say that.
I know. And I'm wearing this sweater. My mom made it for me. It's just a big bulky cozy sweater.
A big cozy sweater that on a rainy day you might want to wear.
Yeah. It was actually the pattern. Actually, it's like one that came down to like mid thigh.
Almost like a jacket.
Almost like a jacket, but she shortened it, and I thought, oh, I would have liked it to have been missing. I like long sweaters.
Yeah.
I like things to cover my bum.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with my bum. I just like it being warm.
Yeah. So I will talk about my other whip. So I put the socks aside because I just couldn't seem to focus, and I think part of it is I have been doing a little bit of work, which is great.
Editing, yes.
I've been doing some of that. So as a freelancer, it's nice to have work coming in because it
comes when it comes. You kind of got to do it.
Kind of got to do it. So I'm doing some work. I think I've pretty much finished up the work for the educational publisher, my former employer, and I am kind of in the midst of. I do work for the woman that I learned to be a yoga teacher from. She runs the yoga conference in Toronto every spring.
Every April.
Yeah, and so she's, I think this is the 10th anniversary coming up. And so she puts together the conference guide. So I have been working with her.
Yes.
Editing the descriptions. It's an amazing conference. I mean, I'll go off on.
You've been to it a couple of years.
I'll go off on a bit of a tangent. If you are a yoga teacher or you want to learn more about different aspects of yoga, different types of yoga, there is a show floor where there are vendors selling things that yogis might appreciate, but there are also a great many. I think there's like, I don't know, over 100 different yoga teachers from the Greater Toronto area, as well as other parts of Ontario, other parts of Canada, as well as American yogis coming up. Some of them are really well known. Rodney Yee is one of the ones who comes up. Desiree Rumbaugh, this is her, I think, her second time coming up. They're amazing people, and they you can sign up for a class with them. So I've been working on some of those class descriptions, and it's like a learning class. It's not often there will be a yoga class where you're going through the poses, but often it's discussing something that they are well known for, alignment, nutrition, healing after an injury, if you are a runner and you do yoga. And so there's different expertise there. So it's really, I love working on this. I worked on it last year as well. I love it because I look at it and I think, oh, I want to take this class and I want to take that class.
And she gets firsthand knowledge of what's happening, she can really plan what she's going to do.
I can try and plan, and then there are articles in there. So I've been working with her on that. It's really exciting for me because it's something I'm so interested in. So I feel very grateful that I am able to work on that every year with her.
Yeah.
But doing that, and then I had lunch with an old friend of mine and caught up with him. So we went to university together for a few years, and he's married. His kids are like in high school, and so it's just fun catching up. And we get together
a couple times a year.
Once or twice, generally once a year for sure, but sometimes more than that. So I just sort of feel like I've been kind of flying around and then sitting at my desk, and I'm just
So the socks have not been happening.
The socks have not been happening. So when you can't work on socks, you've got to cast on something else. So I have cast on a pair of fingerless mitts that I want to do. This yarn, oh my gosh, I have to tell you, because so it's in my Zigzag Stitches bag. But this yarn I got, I think there was a store that was going out of business in Toronto that you and I went to.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and so I got this yarn. I'm looking because I thought I threw the I thought I threw the
label?
The label in there. It's a Julie Asselin, Asselin, because I think she's French. I think she's from Quebec. It's a yarn from her. Oh, is this it? Yes. There. So this is it. It is 100% superwash merino, 115 grams, 185 meters or 200 yards. And it is machine wash, cold water. It's made in Canada. It's her Sevilla or Seville in English yarn, and the colorway is Mysore, which I think is a place in India. I recognize that name. So it's this is her that's whose yarn it is that I'm using. Anyway, I bought this yarn and I just absolutely fell in love with the colorway. It's it looking a bit pink there, but it's
very cherry red.
It's very, yes, very red. Yeah. Anyway, I fell in love with it. I got 2 skeins, and because I remember, the reason I remember that it was at that particular store is I remember she had several, maybe 5 skeins of it, and they all just had the name Mysore on it. So there wasn't like a way of telling if it was the same batch, but I remember walking over to the window with
sitting there going,
the woman,
trying
to find 2 that were very, very similar. So we're holding them up to the light. So I think what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make a pair of fingerless mitts out of one cake, and then I think I might make a hat out of the other one, because I think it would be really cool. And the hat is definitely going to go into the shop, but the mitts I haven't decided yet.
Might be just for her.
They might be just for me, but
which they're great for driving. I like having a fingerless mitts.
I like putting them on, like even in the really cold winter.
I put them over my leather
gloves, because that way the leather, if you're driving, you can still get the grip on the wheel of the car, but with the fingerless mitts, you can be warm. So if you have to go out and do anything, it's nice. Plus, anyway, I love this. So I started. So I guess I should tell you the pattern I'm doing. The pattern is, I think it was a free one. I've had it in my Ravelry library for a while, so I'm not 100% sure, but it's called the Burning Love Fingerless Mitts. And that's it there. Actually, I'll put that one there.
There's the... oops, sorry.
Go that way.
There's the picture of it.
Yes. Now, you may or may not have noticed that I didn't do the cabling right from the beginning. I really much prefer having a full regular cuff. So I've just started on the cabling here. Now, she is suggesting it's a non-cable needle cable. So, and she has a link to a little YouTube video that's like 2 or 3 minutes long on how to do it. I have done, well, obviously, I have done cables with cable needles. They don't scare me, but I thought, well, this will speed it up. So I thought I'd give it a try. I've only done a few rows, and it doesn't look like I expected it to look, so I'm going to wait and see. I may pull it back.
I told her to do another inch and see, because sometimes when it's a smaller cable, like that's not a big cable.
No,
when
it's
a smaller one, you want a good 2 inches of it, just to get, so you can get a better idea of how it's going to look. It's just too close to the cuff right now, and there isn't enough.
There isn't enough. So
really
it's a 4-row. The pattern is a 4-row repeat. So I think I've only done like 4 rows. So it is kind of hard to tell, but I don't know. I just seem to be kind of struggling with the way it's written, but that's could just be me, and partly because I'm used to doing it with a cable needle, and so the way she's written out the pattern, I'm not sure that I'm understanding it correctly because I'm used to the cable needle thing. Anyway, I've had this yarn caked up for a long time.
She's been wanting to use it,
and
I keep waiting to use it.
Every now and then, you know how you start browsing through Ravelry and you think, oh, that might work, and then you look and you think, nah, I'm just not feeling it. I think you may have noticed I started on something else using this yarn, and I said, you know, when you're just not feeling
Then
it.
she was like, yeah, no,
I can't see me doing this. So that's what I ended up doing. Fingerless mitts, and the other one will be a hat. Not sure which pattern yet, but that's my plan. So that's what I've got going on right now.
Yes.
So do you want me to start talking about my hats?
You can start talking about your hats.
Okay, so as you know, we did the one ball cowl. So before we get into doing our draw for that,
which we closed at noon today.
I'll show you what I did for my one ball. The first one I did was this. Again, it's the Cobblestones hat, and it's in the Georgian Bay. I think it was Georgian Bay. No, this was Madeline Tosh yarn.
That was your Tosh.
This is my Tosh yarn. So it's this beautiful gray color. I think it was called.
It's gorgeous. It's such a nice.
Yeah, I think I didn't bring the label with me, but I think it's called something like Rain or something like that. But anyway, this is the Cobblestones pattern.
Maybe Rain Cloud or something.
From if I think she's area knitter on Ravelry, Susie Gorley, and she's a different name on Instagram, and I can't remember what it is now. Sorry, I'll put it down there. But anyways, her pattern, I love this pattern. I find it super easy to do. It knits up really fast. And this is the second one I've done using a Madeline Tosh yarn, whose yarn I adore. And I just find it flies off the needle.
Is that a DK weight?
Yes, it's a DK.
Yeah, Margaret has a thing for DK weight.
I have a thing for DK. I don't normally, it's funny, I love making these hats, but I think I look goofy.
We don't wear them because our hair looks ridiculous.
Look, I've got this big poof thing.
Our hair looks ridiculous.
But I have to put it on just to show you what it looks like, because I think it's just such a cute little hat.
It is.
And so the other thing is I got big hair and a small head. So that's another reason. I don't like to wear them because I find them really weird on my head. So I'll show it this side because it's a little bit flatter. But isn't it cute? I love this hat.
It's adorable. It's such a cute.
I love this hat.
Yes.
And then many of you have seen my, I did a post because I made pom-poms for the very first time in my life, and I was so excited. So just so you know, what I did was I went on YouTube and how do you make pom-poms? Because I don't have, I know you can buy
pom-pom maker. Yeah, the form things.
Yeah, so I don't have that, and I thought, well, there's probably some other way, and there's different techniques I saw. One was a fork. You could do a fork, another one,
depending on the size
your fingers.
That you want,
Anyway, I found this one video, and I can't remember who it was, and she used a cereal box, and I thought, well, I have a pasta box, so
is a box.
I just cut out the form. I think you trace like a cup.
Yeah.
Any size you want, and then you put a quarter. I think I put a loonie. So we have instead of a dollar bill in Canada, we have a coin that has a loon on it. So we refer to it as a loonie. So I used a loonie to get the center shape, pencil. And then you just cut around and then cut this little pie wedge out of it. And
start wrapping.
So the first one I did, was the green one. And I wrap. And then I started to cut it. You cut in between here. I'm sure a lot of you have done all of this before.
Yeah.
And then I wrapped the longer green tail to pull it tight. And tied it that way. But for the second time, I made a multicolored one. So I had 3 different colors that I put in. So I actually decided I would give it a try and put the longer tail that would end up, I'd tie it together. I kind of tried to hold that in here as I was wrapping. It was a little more finicky, but I'm happy that I did it. I found it a little bit at the end. It was much easier for me to kind of keep control of the cut bits of yarn. So that's how I did my pom-poms. The first one, like I said, this is my 3-color one, because I had this 3-color hat that I made. I don't even remember when I made it, but I knew that I wanted to do a pom-pom. And so this yarn is like just a generic machine washable merino,
Mm-hmm.
and this one I really like. Again, it's way too big for me because.
But it's got a nice bit of a slouch to it.
It's a slouch.
Like, that's
and it's
really
cute.
nice. That's a
Isn't
good
it
shot.
cute? So I posted a little photo of myself. I cut most of myself out of this because it's such a cute. I mean, I guess you could almost like fold it
if you wanted
because it's got a nice long
keeps the ears
and
extra
it keeps
warm.
it a little bit closer to the head.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still quite like, as I said, I have.
Oh, that's your pin. I'm going. What's in there?
Oh, it's my pin. Yeah. Yeah, so I have a small head, so I think a normal adult size head would be fine. So yeah. Anyway, I'm thrilled with how my pom-pom turned out. I was so excited. I was like, I came out and I'm like showing my husband, look, I made these pom-poms. And he was like, oh, that's great.
Good for you, honey.
Good for you. But I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, that one did turn out really nice. And it's nice that you were able to get the different colors. It looks really good. Yeah, it looks really good.
I was really happy with it. And so that's going to go in the shop at some point, probably this weekend at some point. Anyway, it's a very fun hat, and it's washable too. So, yeah, that was one pom-pom. And then the other one, of course, now this is when I was talking earlier about the Pearl Soho. This is the yarn that I made the other pom-pom out of.
It's like so dreamily soft. It's soft. Just awesome.
So, but you can see, like, it's really soft. It gives a really nice fabric.
Yes.
And this was supposed to be a bank head, which is a two-row repeat.
And she forgot.
And I forgot to do the second row, which is just like knit all the way around. And I'm not giving anything away. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. Again, it's Susie Gorley, the same woman who designed the Cobblestones hat. So I'm trying to decide if it should have the pom-pom or if it should be without. Like, I don't know. I think it might be kind of fun with
cute with the pom-pom.
That's what I thought.
She hasn't fully attached it. She can actually, we can just, or without.
Yeah, so that's it without. So, I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards, I don't know why that looks all funny there, but I'm kind of leaning towards having the pom-pom in.
Yeah. And this was the yarn that you won at the
knit well, night. It wasn't a win. I mean, we were doing it was like an auction, silent auction. So, and again, I think
you won the auction for that one.
Yes,
I won it for the silver. Yeah, it's cute. I think either way, it looks good either way.
Yeah, and this one because it's ribbed, it kind of is a little bit more. But I did. I think before I have washed it, but before I did, I think I had my husband try it on, and it fit him, and he has a big
He's got a big head.
So it fits me and it fits him, so I think it would be really good for just about anybody. I think I'm going to add the pom-pom, because I think
it looks I think it does too, yeah. I think it does.
It's funny how they look different colors in the light.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's because this is kind of flat, and this is
you're looking at it, it's different angle.
Yeah.
And it's not even this right color on the screen.
Yeah, it's way brighter than it looks.
It
looks very
that's very washed out.
So, but yeah, I just love it. So this one and this one were my one ball cals, because these are two skeins that I had that I just really wanted to make something with. So I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. And I'm looking for reasons to make pom-poms.
Yeah, now she wants to make pom-poms all the time
because they're so fun.
Your bank head one.
Yeah. No, that one was already made. So the one back there, that is a
She was looking and looking. She's going, well, I can't find that yarn. I know I had that yarn.
Yes.
She'd already made
because I had
hat, and she forgot that she'd made it.
Yeah, I had this, again, it was a Madeline Tosh yarn. I think it was called Whiskey Barrel. And I was like, I want to make this bank head hat out of it. I think it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
And I kept looking for the yarn, because I knew I had it caped. And I'm looking everywhere. I'm pulling all my drawers.
I think she made it right away because she was so excited for it. Because it looks like a whiskey, like the way the ribbing in that. It looks like a barrel, like a whiskey barrel.
Yeah. So the way that's kind of how it looks with that ribbing.
Yes.
And so think of that in this beautiful, like it's brown, but it has like little hints of kind of a grayish color.
Oh yeah,
and
it's just it's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
So, and several years ago, so I've actually done a Scotch whiskey tour. I've done 2 Scotch whiskey tours. The first time I did it with our dad, and then the next time it was our dad, and he had recently married our stepmother, and then I brought my husband as well, and it's so much fun.
Yes.
I mean, when I was growing up, I would never have believed that I would go to Scotland and do a Scotch whiskey tour. Our parents were from Scotland originally, and we still have family there. So, my father loved Scotch,
single malts,
and we would try them as we'd grow up, and it'd be like it's just fire as it goes down.
Yes,
but I managed
as you get older.
Yes, I managed to acquire a taste for it, and I really love a nice single malt Scotch, especially on a day like today where it's drizzly and wet. And so, anyway, the tour was fun because you go all through different parts of Scotland and you try the different, there's Highland and Lowland, and the ones that I quite like for a very cold, damp day are Islay malts. So, like, Islay is a small island just off the coast of Scotland, and there are 6 distilleries on this island.
Yeah.
So, I think we were there for 2 or 3 days at the beginning of the tour.
Nice.
And, so that tells you a lot about Scotland and that particular island's priorities.
Yes.
But anyway, it's great. Like, if you like it, I would highly recommend doing a nice tour like that.
And there's one distillery in Canada, in Nova Scotia, in Cape Breton, and I took Dad there.
Yeah.
Brian and I took Dad and Erla there, and it is, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of it.
I can't remember
But
either.
we did that evening. We actually stayed at the distillery. You can actually stay there. They have rooms that they open up, and you can stay there. They only make their Scotch, and I think that it's the only place outside of Scotland that can legally call
itself Scotch
whiskey, because he bought old kettles and everything from over there, and he uses the same process that most of them use over there. So he went and he bought some old kettles from Glenfiddich or something like that. So from just another distillery, and they all, when they have their kettles made for them, they're all perfect. But what they do is they have somebody that goes around and said, okay, at 3 feet down and 4 feet over from this point, there's a dent. So they dent it.
Yeah.
They literally... It's really
so
precise.
Yeah, it's so fascinating.
That they put all the dings in the kettle exactly.
Because that
has to be
affects
just
the amount of air that's in there as things are fermenting, and it's a science, it's an art, it's a kind of a culinary, because it's all based on taste, and it's very much like the reason they all taste different is because they are using different streams. They have different
the Glenora distill? I think that's
weather. So the Islay, because it's in the sea, so you get the salt sea breeze.
Yes. So that can affect
that's going to affect the taste.
The Highlands, they're getting like pretty fresh water from that affects the taste. The lower lands, you get the ones that are near marshes, and they're very peaty tasting.
Yeah, that's what's in Islay.
It's very, very peaty.
That is definitely an acquired taste.
It is. It's quite strong.
Yeah.
But when we went with Dad, because we were staying there, we went to the pub that they have on site. They have a pub there. Besides having local artists, musicians, artists come and entertain the guests, who were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
They also, you could buy, I got Dad a flight.
Yes.
Of the different. And it's like this one is a year old, which is, it looks like water.
Yes.
But boy, it just about knocks your socks off. It clears those sinuses. Don't inhale when you take a sip. Holy jumping.
There was one that was like that when we did our tour as well.
Yeah.
Because of course you get to taste it. You can sort of taste it
in the
during
different
the process,
yes,
as well as after, and you know, as you said, different ages.
Because you get like a year, a 3-year, a 5, a 10.
Yeah, and you get to understand what each. Anyway, it's so fascinating.
Oh, it is
so
very fascinating.
Dad would have appreciated.
Oh, that. He really. I started tasting them too because I thought, like I'm buying this. Yes, it's for him, but and they don't give you like a. No. They were giving you like 2 to 3 ounces for each glass. Yes. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get my socks knocked off here. But it was very interesting because I've not really been a Scotch drinker and I'm still really not. But I really enjoyed that process. It's like doing I like the wine.
It's
tasting.
like a wine tasting.
You just tasting all the different wines.
Yeah. So, it's really, really fascinating. Anyway, that is such a big
tangent.
Much fun.
But it was so much fun.
But that's one of the reasons that I wanted. Not only did I love the colorway,
yes,
because it is from Madeline Tosh, and I just there's something about her colors. There's a depth,
so rich
of the colors, and then when I saw the name Whiskey Barrel, it made me think. Made
her immediately go. That's for me.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of the tours that I had done. And then also when I saw that pattern the bank had, I know that Susie created it based on something that she's seen locally where she is. But it made me actually think of whiskey barrels because, so in case any of you didn't know this, the old, I think it's bourbon.
Sherry.
Is it? No, it's some of them are sherry, but it's all American oak because there's a law that started in the United States during Prohibition or around that time, or maybe shortly after Prohibition, where the barrels could only be used once. Yes. So they're perfectly good barrels. So the Scots, of course, being frugal and not wanting to waste anything, thought, well, these might be handy because they're already made. Yes. So they would buy up all the one-time use American oak barrels. Yes. That I think it was bourbon or whatever American alcohol that they made. So they're all there. So, and I have some amazing photos of Scotch whiskey barrels in the cellars, and the pattern in this hat, and then the colorway, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect pairing. Yes, it is. So, yes, I was very happy with it. So, I want to actually get up and can you reach it better than me, or shall I get it? Because, okay. I just want to show the colorway because it is such a nice, it's not showing quite as dark, but it is, you can see the nice little gentle changes in color. Yes. But if it were on, if you were wearing it, it would come across as almost like a almost solid brown. It's a nice deep, it is like dark chocolate brown. And then little hints of a lighter brown, like a milk chocolate. In here, I can see it looks almost like blue or gray. Yes.
But it's more of a almost like a dark camel.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, but you can see
it looks very green in there. It's
I know.
Not green at all.
I know. It's kind of odd. So that's the color and with the pattern. I think it's the perfect pairing. And I just, again, I love this hat. I love the pattern. I will make more of them because I love making them. So so that's that hat. Anyway, kind of a big long tangent about Scotch.
Just about Scotch and hats.
Yes, I just love.
Yes, I think that's it.
So I think that's everything.
So that means what we're going to do now is we are going to draw the winner of the one ball cow.
Yes, and
so I'm going to get my stuff set up here. Okay, I've got alrighty. I've got random number generator. It's hard to see. Anyways, I'm going to...
So we know we have, with my first initial comment was number 1, so we have 2 to 27.
Yes.
So we had 26 entries,
Yep.
which we are really excited that we had that number. So Sheila is doing...
Yep.
She's putting in...
what I have to do, 2 to 27.
2 to 27.
Let's hope this works. Get number.
Oh,
okay. That's okay. What's this? Okay.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know
go
what
back.
this is. I may have to get a different number generator because I don't know. This one's weird. It says form. I don't want it in a format in columns. I don't know.
No.
Hold on. I'm just going to have to go to a different one here.
Okay. Let's try that.
There's so many of them out there.
There's a lot of them.
That it's really hard to find. Oh, okay, there we go. This is perfect. Okay.
Okay. So I think we've used this one
2.
before.
Yeah, maybe. Upper limit 27.
27.
Okay.
So this is mathgoodies.com that we're
Yes.
on. No. Nope. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to hit that now. Enter.
Enter.
Number 2.
Number 2. Oh.
Number 2 is Knitting Mary B on Ravelry, and she did a hat. A Fisher cable hat.
So that's the woman who won.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. It looks
So
like
she wins the, here it is, the skein
yes.
of Quarry Fibers.
Yes.
There
So
we go.
this is
Mary.
Knitting Mary B. So Mary B. I'm actually just going to click on her so I can see who she is. Her name is Mary, and she's in Kohler, Wisconsin.
Yay, Mary!
Yay! So congratulations, Mary. We will be sending this out to you if you want to get in touch with us through Ravelry. You can
send us
your address to either Sheila or me on Ravelry. And we'll send this out to you, this beautiful quarry fiber that we picked up when we were in Rhode Island.
Yep.
So, yay.
Okay, I'm going to hit it again and see what else we get. Enter. 18.
For what?
For the other part, for this.
Oh, that's
wins
right.
This one.
So number 18.
Who gets the mini sock and the pattern. 18 will be on the first page.
17, 18
is Kay Penny.
Penny.
And that one is a tie.
Oh yeah, she made a tie.
She made a tie.
Yeah. So, which is awesome.
Yes, it is.
So
Kay, you're winning the mini.
So her name is Kimberly, and she's in Michigan.
Kimberly, you win the sock chain blocker with the pattern for the mini sock and the Canada stitch marker.
Here we go.
And we're back. We had to take a quick little break.
Yes.
Anyways, so now that our one ball cal is over, we're going to announce our newest cal knit along starting January 1st, and it's going to run until February 28th. We'll close it at around noon. But we'll keep going on about that. And we are going to do the Auspice Shawl by Lisa Much.
Yeah.
Of Northbound Knitting.
So that's
the shawl.
This is a paid for pattern.
Yes.
But it's a lovely one that you can see. So we picked it because we quite like Lisa Much's designs.
Yes.
And also we picked it because auspice is it's the root of auspicious, and we thought, well, that's a great way to start the new year. Is auspicious, as fortunate and good, good fortune, good luck, good sign, good omen. It's all positive.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the pattern that we are asking if you want to knit along with us. We are going to do this one, so we've mentioned to Lisa that we're going to do this starting in January,
and she has donated
a gorgeous skein of yarn to us. Isn't that beautiful? So this is
which is a great colorway because the winter can be a bit dreary, drab and dreary, and this will brighten up.
Mm-hmm.
And this colorway is called Nectar.
and it's such a pretty tonal sort of pinky.
Yes.
Pinky, peachy, salmony,
yes,
corally.
Oh, it's lovely.
So pretty, and
it's so soft.
Well, it's so soft because look what it's made of.
Merino and silk.
And
50,
silk.
Yeah,
50-50.
50-50 merino and
so
silk.
It's, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Just so pretty. Anyway, she donated that, so that is going to be part of
and
the first prize.
And also this project bag from Artisan
Bags. When we ordered our bags, she sent this along for us to use in a giveaway.
Yes.
Which we were, I mean, thank you so much because it's a beautiful. This is the same bag that I actually ordered and I use, and it's really nice.
Oh, this is mine. Mine is the one.
That is the flamingo one. Yes. So it's got this great, we'll just use Sheila's, I think.
Yes.
It's a great, like a loop.
Nice clip. You can take it on or off, whatever handle.
Really nice handle that you can use.
Yes.
She has also included
a little skein of hand spun.
Yeah, a little skein of yarn there. And I think there's some candies here, little rockets, and then a maple.
And she's from Aurora.
Yeah, she's not far from us. She's only about a 45-minute drive.
She's just out. Yeah,
just north of Toronto.
Yes. And Lisa Much is from Barrie, Ontario.
So she's a little farther than a 45-minute drive.
Yes, she is.
But we thought this was such a great combination.
I thought they looked really nice together.
So this is going to be the one prize, the first prize. And then we thought we would also, because we do like Lisa's design so much, we would draw another prize for the winner to choose one of Lisa's patterns on Ravelry, and we will gift it for you.
Yes.
So a pattern up to $10. And if we draw your name, you can choose one of her other patterns.
Yes. You'll let us know. And we'll get it to you
on Ravelry. And so you do have to be part of our Ravelry group. And so we're going to the hashtag will be AuspiceCal.
Yes.
And so we would love we'll open a chatter thread, and then we'll open an FO thread, because we think that it's essentially a skein of sock yarn is probably what you would need for this.
Yes, I think that's all it does take is just one skein.
One skein. So it's 400 yards of fingering weight yarn.
Is what you need for it. So
is what you need.
That's pretty good, because that's basically any...
So, you could...
Most sock yarns are about
so you could order from Lisa. She does sell it as a kit on her own website.
Yes.
Or you could just get the pattern if you either have a skein,
a yarn that you would like to do it in.
Or if you get something at Christmas time.
Yes.
Because we are starting it you can start anytime after January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you're finished by February 28th and have it posted there before we close it off.
Yes.
You will be in to win either the yarn and project bag or a pattern.
Another one of Lisa's patterns.
Yes. So we're really excited about that, because I know, is it Loopy Stitches?
Yes.
She was so excited when she got in touch with us, and we, of course, were super excited when she did.
Yes.
For the last draw that we did.
Yes,
so,
she was in Florida.
Yeah.
So
you sent
it got sent out on Monday.
Yes.
This is Thursday, so she should probably get it the beginning of next week.
Yeah, yes, because of the Thanksgiving and
the other lady was in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
We were lucky because she was able to. We have a friend that lives in New Zealand, and so I messaged her about
shipping. How long does it take?
The length of time in that, and she says, "Well, I have a friend that's actually leaving the following Monday, so I managed with my husband to get her prize to her.
Yeah, to the woman
traveling, and so it's going to be mailed from New Zealand to her. So hopefully,
so that
she should be getting it soon, because that woman left.
Is it last Monday?
I think
yeah.
so. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely been over a week. So yeah. So almost 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping she gets it. So I'll send her a little message asking her to let us know.
Let us know.
Got it.
So yeah. Anyway, we just love. We're so fortunate that people have given us things.
Yes.
Lisa gave us the skein when she heard we were going to do it.
Yes.
And Artisan Bags, she gave us the bag for a giveaway, which we were thrilled about because her bags are amazing.
They're lovely. Yes.
So yeah, we're just so excited that we get to share all of this with all of you. So
it's overwhelming when you send something, when we buy something and somebody gives it to us to say, oh, here's a little extra for a giveaway. It's like, that's like, wow, thank you so much. Like,
yeah. So anyway, unexpected, and so it's definitely worth sharing with everybody.
Yes, definitely.
So that is it for us today.
Yes.
And happy Thanksgiving again.
Yes.
And we look forward to the next time.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye. Talk to you later.